Originally, Troy was built on a mound overlooking a lagoon, and as you can see from this, over the next sort of 3, 4, even 5,000 years, it's silted up and filled up. So now Troy is inland and 6 kilometres from the sea.
Troy was originally, as Claire just said, built on a mound. There are now 10 layers of Troy. Over the centuries, everybody has built on top of the old Troy. So Troy is not just one city, but there's 10 layers of city. The 9th being Greek, the 8th being Greek, the 9th being Roman, and the 10th is Byzantine.
And there's over 50 building phases happened in those layers. It's a lot of buildings. This glass was found at the temple of Apollo Smintheus, and it's dated 2 to 300 AD. So what's that? 1800 years old, nearly 2,000 years old. That blows my mind. They were making glass, but how beautiful it is and how it survived.
This museum is really quite cool. There's an awful lot here, very interactive. Claire's flicking that book, and I'm just coming into it as well. Hello, you can see me as well, waving a little blue dot there.
Yeah, you mess it up. There's a lot of information here. There's a lot of very interesting stuff. Our brains are melting, so I'm playing with the toys.
There must be thousands and thousands of pieces of pottery that obviously don't go together anywhere, so they lay them out in these glass floors. So that was the Troy Museum. There wasn't very much story about the Battle of Troy and the horse there, which surprised us a bit. There's a huge amount of history here, like you said, 9-10 layers of history here. There's loads of artifacts.
There's 4 stories of it in here. This museum is brilliant if you've got the brain capacity to absorb it all. There is so much information in there. Some really cool, yeah, like you say, really cool artifacts.
But what we wanted was a 20-minute brief history of Troy, and we've skipped a lot of it. We've been through quickly, and it's still an hour and a bit.
Yes, and the day's moving on, and we want to go and see the actual site as well.
As we said before, we got a bit ruined out. Bit too much. There's only so much a brain can take in, and I don't think it took very much of that in.
No, it didn't, which is a shame, because there is, like you said, so much to learn here. Can you tell we're a bit like, yeah. We're leaving Turkey at the end of this week. In fact, we're leaving Turkey in about 2 days, and I think we're looking forward to having a bit of beach time.
Yeah, Greek history instead. Right, now we're going to go and see the main site.
Yep. One of the things I really like about this site that they have done well is there's this wooden walkway staircases that guide you around. So many of the places here it's a free-for-all, you can climb everywhere, which is kind of fun but destructive to the ruins, but this actually guides you in the right way, and it means you can walk in amongst the ruins.
What's really weird about walking around here is they keep referring to Troy 1, Troy 2, Troy 3, all the 7 levels of Troy, and as you walk around you get to see a wall. This is the fortification wall of Troy 1. The building I've just shown you with the bricks made of mud is the Megatron, and I don't know what that is. There's a building with
the porch.
The porch is Troy 2. It all kind of all over the place. Very, very interesting being here though. So a lot of the archaeology done here at Troy was by a German called Schliemann, and this is known as the Schliemann Trench, and it uncovers a number of layers of Troy. There's layer 2, level 2, Troy 2, Troy 3, there's Troy 4, 2 Troy 6s, there's 3 again there, and then back to number 9 at the top, which is the Romans. So there are multi-leveled city. Even though it says there's 9 or 10 levels, they actually think there might be 50 levels. So each of the Troy levels then built on top of itself.
There were 50 building phases, so there was 7 Troy eras.
So each of those would have had its own building phase, a number of.
Yeah, like anywhere else a building gets knocked down and rebuilt, or different buildings put up at different times during those phases. So there's 7 Troys, then you had the Greeks, then the Romans, then there was a gap, and then the Byzantines. Sorry.
Byzantine is what are they the little, yeah, anyway, I'll go back. So it's incredibly interesting here.
There's not a lot to photograph or to show you, but there is a lot of information. We haven't given you a lot of information because we can't absorb it. There's so much. You could spend days here learning.
I mean, what I'll do is I will play a little bit of the what they talk about on the audio guide.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it, you eventually, after a couple of minutes, you just start to phase out because there is just so much information, but it doesn't really make sense. It does make sense, of course, if you're a historian, but they talk about all sorts of stuff. You just kind of get lost, and like I say, we have been ruined out, and
yes.
This is the last one now.
Until we get to Greece.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing any in Greece, I promise.
Oh, yes, he is.
So that was Troy done. I don't know if I enjoyed it. I don't know if it was worth it. What do you think?
I'm glad I've done it. If we hadn't done it, I would have regretted it, definitely. There's not as much. Ephesus, there's a lot to see. There's not as much to see here. But the museum's interesting. The museum's got a lot of information, and the audio guide, we actually had to give up listening to it because there's so much to say on there.
And the guy was so monotone.
Yeah, that doesn't help. But no, I'm glad I've done it. I wish that had been the first one that we'd seen.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy it more if it's the first one that you see.
Yeah, having seen some of the others, some of the free ones were better than that. And then you've seen Ephesus, which was incredible and expensive. And this was 27 euros each.
Yeah, but that's entrance to the museum and to the site.
So it's quite expensive.
And 150 lira to park.
And yeah, 150 to park. Or you could walk, but we are knackered. We are done for now.
You can park in the museum for free, and it's 1 kilometre to walk down there, which you could say we should have done, but
we're too knackered to walk. So that's it. So after the disappointment of
Troy,
we have come on the way to Greece to a place called
Çanakkale.
And we've parked outside somewhere that's just made me smile for the day. It's a huge, huge market. And we haven't been to a market in months and months. I'm really looking forward just having a mooch in here.
It's nearly 6 o'clock at night, so it is starting to shut down. There are people bringing their stuff out. But there's just so many vans here. And this building is huge.
pile of pumpkins, don't they look cool? It's another one of those markets where they sell absolutely everything. Food, fresh, rice, pasta, clothes, kids' toys, hardware, everything. Just pick a lane and go down. It's just so much. I'm sure Claire can spend some money tomorrow.
Yes.
Carpets, clothes. Some are packing up and putting stuff away. Some are just putting covers over ready for tomorrow. So we'll see tomorrow what it's like. But it's getting late now, it's 6 o'clock.
Morning, folks.
Good morning.
The market's shut. There's lots of stuff still here, but the market's shut today. It's not an everyday thing.
No, my Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays, or Tuesday, Friday, Saturday.
Something like that,
depending
yeah.
on where you read. I thought they were packing up, some were packing up last night,
Yeah.
and some were just covering up. And the ones that were covered up I thought would be open today, but there's nothing here. It's just a deserted, it's lovely. But we can't buy the bits we wanted last night.
No, so into town we go.
Into town we go. But we had a lovely quiet night last night.
Yeah, we had a random thunderstorm that just appeared and vanished in a second, and looking on the lightning maps it wasn't anywhere else, it was literally above us. And we woken up this morning and everything that was dry underneath us this morning turned to a massive mudslide, and they had a snow plough grader-y thing going up and down because there was nobody else in that giant car park, literally just us, and he was going up and down doing the mud and we were right in the way. Nobody told us to move, but we thought, well, let's get out of the way. Yeah.
But first job is breakfast. Because we didn't get one yesterday or the day before.
No.
But we really wanted a last Turkish breakfast.
Yep.
So we're going to a Turkish breakfast place that you found with a really good rating, about a 15-minute walk away.
Yeah. It's in there.
Okay. We'll go in there then. So we wanted a full breakfast, but the 1100 for basically tomatoes, peppers wasn't what we were after. So we went for bread.
Basil.
Claire's got a mixed one with cheese and
pastrami kind of stuff, and you've got cheese and meat. They smell delicious. And for breakfast we're having chips.
why not?
We're on holiday.
So right out in front of us there is the Med. I wasn't expecting to see a submarine parked up here, but I think it's a museum. And that there, up through there, is the Bosphorus Straits. Further up, of course.
Yeah, what's the name of this bit?
Dardanelles.
Dardanelles and the Marmaris.
Marmaris. The Straits of Marmaris.
Yep, and then the Bosphorus. And that over there's Europe.
That there is Europe. I think we're going to get a ferry over now. We're not going to drive over the bridge. It's cheaper to get the ferry, and the ferry's just over there. We're going to work out the price. If it's cheaper than driving, we'll get the ferry. We like a boat trip. Even though we're about 40 minutes from Troy, when they made the film, they left one of the props here, a huge horse. And this is in the town, like I said, 40 minutes away. That is enormous. It actually looks way better than the one that was in Troy itself.
It does actually, yeah. It's huge.
So this horse was used in the film Troy with Brad Pitt as one of the main leads. So we deliberately moved earlier to get away from the guys clearing the mud. And when we've come back to the van after a 20-minute, half hour, maybe 3-hour walk, Claire's been shopping, we're in the middle of a car boot sale. They have literally set up all the way around us. So we're going to have to fight our way out of here at some point. But the police, the two guys stood over there, didn't say anything earlier on. So here we are, middle of a car boot. There is absolutely every bit of rubbish you could ever imagine being sold here. Most of it. So many clothes, and most of it rubbish.
Isn't that the same with all car boots? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Teşekkürler. Whoa. That was a beast.
That was easier than expected. Where's my sunnies?
In the back. Do you need them?
Yes, please.
To be fair, that was easier to clear out of our way than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Because it's all on sheets, isn't it? So he just picked up and pulled it to the side. Well, we've managed to squeeze out of the car boot cell where somebody had set up actually in front of us.
And we're leaning on us as a post.
Yes, him and his teenage son. Anyway, so we got them to move and we got out, and it was actually a lot less dramatic than we thought it was going to be, because they lay everything out on sheets, so they just kind of grabbed one corner and pulled it, and we managed to drive straight out. And now we're heading for a ferry, so we're crossing over the ferry instead of going up the toll bridge, which a ferry to Europe.
We weren't expecting to go to Europe today, but
no.
As always, things change with us.
Last minute decisions. Yeah, a ferry to Europe. It's exciting.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes spare, so that's all right.
Assuming they might stop loading just before. Tom turned the other camera off because we thought we were going to park behind some lorries, and we got called straight in. So there's a bunch of them queuing out there. This lot's on here already. We don't actually know which ferry we're getting. So from this town, there are 2 ferries that go across the Dardanelles Strait. That's it. So out there, a long way out there, is the Med. Then you've got the Aegean Sea, then you've got the Dardanelles Strait, then the Marmara Sea.
I think so.
And then the Bosphorus is the bit up by Istanbul. And we thought we were going to have to get the big bridge, which is 20 odd euros as a toll. Yeah. And then we spotted there was a ferry. So we think the ferry that goes straight across to the other side, by the looks of things, I think that's a passenger ferry. And this is the one that goes up to Asabat, something like that. I'm just reading it because it's actually in the back of the truck in front of us. And we think this is the ferry that's going there, which is the long way. So about half an hour?
Yeah, 20 minutes, half an hour, and it's 845 Turkish lira, which is a lot cheaper than the bridge, and a lot more fun when you're not in a rush. A lot more fun. And behind us are 2 great big lorries coming on. So,
are they?
Yeah. So there she is, sitting proudly in the middle with 2 great big lorries behind us. So goodbye Asia, we'll be back soon. So after the ferry, we drove about 25 minutes to a lovely little park up. It's on Park for Night. Again, I'll put it the link below. And we got a great view, there's Peggy, of the Çanakkale Bridge. Have a look at that. I'll stick some photographs in as well, and I'm going to stick the drone up shortly. And then I'll also do some pictures and drone in the dark. Apparently the bridge is lit up at night. Apparently it looks fantastic. But look at that, that is huge, isn't it? Good morning!
Morning, folks!
It is so cold you would not believe it. 2 days of sat here. Yesterday was windy but lovely and warm.
Yeah.
And today is bitterly cold. It was 0 degrees outside last night.
It was absolutely freezing in there, and to put the heating on again. I don't like this going north malarkey. It is too cold, but we're leaving.
We're leaving Turkey today. We are a couple of hours away from the border.
Yep, so we're just getting the van packed up. Got to stop off at a supermarket to get a couple of our favourite bits, intense chocolate little bar things.
Chocolate for Claire, basically.
Yeah, basically. And then over to the border. So we should be at the border certainly by lunchtime.
Hopefully. And then, and then Lidl's, because we're missing bacon like you would not believe. Bacon and pork steaks and chorizo and ham. So
bacon for me. Bacon sandwich for dinner tonight. Bacon and egg sandwich for dinner tonight for me.
Bacon, egg and chips. Bacon, egg and chips.
Bacon, egg and chips.
Anyway.
Yes.
Right. So we're heading off. We'll see you on the road, and Greece next.
Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It's free and really helps us out. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to tell you when the next video is out. And join us on the next episode to see what madcap adventures we get up to. Who knows?